so 150K service, we are going to do spark plugs, coolant service, front diff, rear diff, air filter, engine oil change, and I'm going to walk you guys through some of the stuff. So already have the coolant draining out. Go ahead and set this somewhere where you won't forget it. Guys, for you all tuning in, I'm going to be walking you guys through what you're doing on a 150,000 mile service on a Subaru WRX. So first off, go ahead and get this out of the way. Set to the side. Alright. Clips the box. Go ahead and get the air box out of the way because spark plugs are down the side. Set. Like, yeah, that's in a good spot. I like it. I'll do that clip. Put this 10 out of the way. So on this side, we're actually going to be doing a valve cover gasket. That's not going to be easy. Is it an 8 roughly? So that's going to be very difficult to get to. Use an opening wrench. Get this out of the way. So I need 8. All right, bring you guys in a little bit closer here. So doing spark plugs, engine coolant service, front diff, rear diff, doing this valve cover on the passenger side as well. So that's what I'm working on right now, is gonna get the air box out of here to get the valve cover off, get spark plugs out, all that good stuff. So, this is in a terrible spot. See if this is going to be this anymore, you know. Here we go. That'll do it. So, anyway, you can see down here that 8's in a terrible spot. a good idea. Alright, got all that junk. Oh yeah, look at this. All that junk down in there. Real nice. So, now this guy can come out. That's the plan. I think it's still. Alright. Little trick W40 in a pick. There we go. Make sure you don't get that on the mass airflow sensor and clean it off when you're done. Okay. Yeah. Don't let any of that get on the mass airflow sensor. Alright, gearbox is out of the way. Now, with that being said, probably going to go ahead and also, well, I'm going to cap that guy just to be safe. Got that. Alright, so we get that ECM out of the way. That to get up there out of the way. Alright, so now you all should be able to see the valve cover over here. And you can see where it's been leaking oil around the spark plug tube seals. So there we go. And then press those little spring releases on the connectors there. Pry those guys off. Or do this number. Be gentle. There we go. So difficult to release. Sometimes. There it is. Alright. One connector. So these little string clips are almost like the BMW fuel injector clips. So I'm going to do this. Apply that little clip. Yep, like that. Oh. There we go. There now. Nope. So I'm gonna take the clip off. We're looking at it already. Alright. Sorry guys. There we go. Let's take those stupid clips off. Now, and the connector still doesn't want to come out of there. Okay. Let's do this on. What do we got here? What is it tight? It's gonna break if you pull on it. Yep. So. That's gonna break a couple of them. So. Nope. And then, what is that? Just clipped in down there? Oh, yeah. Yep. It's a clip thing. Instead of bolting in one, we'll just put a plastic clip in here that breaks. So we can cut it off. Oh yeah, just like that. That's how you cut those off. Every time. Alright, so we got 2 bolts to hold the fuel packs in now. 2 10s. There we go. Oh yeah, see how it's soaked in oil? That comes from the spark plug tube seals. So, set those off to the side. No bueno. Gotta clean those up really good. So now, need to get the valve cover off of there. And what it should do right now is put a fender cover on. All right, guys, and we'll be back. Hey, how's it going? Here, extra closer. Sir, you have a good day. All right. All right, we are back, guys. So, sorry, I had someone out there picking up some stuff. I got my fender cover cleaned up here, so let's set this fella up there so we can be professional about this. All right. And we get the rest of the bolts out of this guy. So, a lot of these are tricky to get to, and the ratchet is broken for this job, so I have to use this guy. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is actually, well, I was going to leave a bolt in the top, but it'll be alright. Here. Guys, if YouTube didn't frown upon music so much, I'd be listening to music, but anytime you put a song in a YouTube video, they demonetize you. Fun fact. The fun police taking all the fun out of everything. And should be one more in the corner. Yep. There we go. Oh man. 2. Okay, so got them broke loose. Now a lot of times just take your hand, run them out. And then once we run them all out, I'm gonna blow some of this dirt off up here. Come on, you sucker. No, that one doesn't want to come out right now. It's being stubborn. See if I can jam this cat down there. Oh yeah, we're in business. There we go. Let's not park that on the old man. So. there. There we go. That's cool. So now what I like to do before I pop the cover off is hit this with a little bit of brake clean. That's going to help cut down on your dust. Get some of that old gunk off of there. There we go. Check, make sure all your bolts are out. Then grab your air hose. Lightly take some shop air. Oh, that's oil. Yeah. So, a lot of oil coming out of the spark plug tubes. Best way to get that out, go ahead. Stick a rag in there. Spark plug tube holes. Some shop air. All right. So, just to show you guys that this person, this customer particularly, did a fantastic job doing their oil changes. This valve cover, as you can see how clean that oil is. Hey, what up, Grizzly? So, you can see how clean the oil is here. This is a great sign. This is what you want to see, guys. With 150,000 miles, this customer is truly taking care of their car well and done a great job with getting their oil changes done on time. So, biggest part about these where they start to leak is get this guy down here. You can see these spark plug tube seals, and those guys are what start to leak and allows oil to go back inside of that spark plug tube. Now, the reason I like the brake clean, spraying it on before, is because that is like when you go to the doctor, you ever see them use an alcohol wipe, they kind of wipe things down before they pull it apart. That's kind of my way of doing that. So, another thing, obviously we've got to clean up that sealing surface, so I'm going to take a rag and I'm going to drape it, a nice clean rag, and drape it down over the camshafts and just kind of tuck it in there while we do this to keep junk from going down inside the engine. possible.
So what the hell that guy said he's gonna do with his car?
Oh, I don't know.
What triggered the whole episode?
The car was overheating, and he said it started overheating not very long after the last time I put an alternator on it. So I went to his house and told him, I said, well, it's either a thermostat or it's head gaskets. I said, but I can't really do at your house. I can't check the head gasket because if I use that funnel and it blows coolant all over your driveway, you guys have dogs, like, it's just not cool. I said, so, and you need a battery. So the battery, I'll put that in, you drive it up, and realistically to check the thermostat anyway, like there was no coolant flowing through the lower hose, it was cold. So, pulled the thermostat off, and it actually was open when I pulled it out because it was still hot. So I was like, well, I already got a new one, let's go ahead and put it in there. And anyway, from there, it just, the head gaskets are bad. It's a common thing. But look at this, 150,000 miles. Look how clean that oil is.
Pretty good, isn't it?
That's very good. It's exactly what you want to see.
All right, get back down here. I ran out. Yes.
Okay. All right, another little tip of mine, guys. Plastic razor blades. Use that to scrape your silicone off. Grizzly, I am putting spark plugs, doing that valve cover on the passenger side, coolant, I'm doing a coolant service, engine oil change, front diff and rear diff at 150,000 miles. Oh, also a brake flush, because that should be done about every 2 years, roughly. So a nice, sharp new plastic razor blade. Use that to get all of your silicone off. Now, it's gonna be really hard to see. So, anyway, I'll clean all the silicone off really good. Use some Scotch-Brite, clean it all up. Try to keep any of the crap from going in the engine. And then when you're done, you're gonna put silicone on the ridges here where it is rounded. Not too much, but a good amount to keep them sealed up. And you can see right here, this is why you don't put too much on there. So, right here, they had too much silicone, and that's actually been touching the camshaft. You can see right there, that chunk's been just riding the camshaft. Right there. Yeah, that's what you don't want in your engine. So, that's why you don't use too much silicone, guys. Ooh, it is like chunked in between the lobe. Look at that. That is ridiculous. That is a massive chunk of silicone. Yeah, so from the factory, this is not what we want to see. Ooh. Wow. Yeah. Look at that chunk of silicone that was just inside the engine. That is not good. This is from the factory. Alright, I gotta do a bunch of cleaning, so take the stupid GoPro off for a while. This light's terrible. No, I would not do your oil change every 47,000 miles. I would say every 5,000 miles at the most, and use a good full synthetic oil. But hey guys, I always like the jokes. Oh, well then you're gonna ruin your engine. If you're changing your oil every 47,000 miles, yeah, you might make it 2 oil changes. Good chance it's already ruined. All right, so sealer's coming off kind of hard. A little bit of brake clean helps soften that up. And then just continue with your plastic razor blade. Try to get all that sealer off of there. Guys, this is the boring part. This is the part that sucks. But this is what is critical if you want to do a good job working your car. Also, if you want to take this a step further, you can even get a little shop vac and use it as suction to keep all this stuff going down in the engine. It's a BMW. Wow. Actually, BMWs aren't unreliable, but it's because people do oil changes like that that make them unreliable. They set this from the factory, and that's a complete no. You shouldn't change your oil, but you shouldn't go more than 5,000 miles. And the BMW manufacturers will set it from the factory. Sometimes it's like 12,000, 15,000 miles. Yeah, and this is just programmed in the car. So that is, that's a no-go. And that's why the cars become unreliable, is because by the time you're done with your factory engine oil package that they give you, some of the engines can be toast, especially the Mini Coopers, because they're a little 4-cylinder that doesn't hold a lot of oil. And after it's been put through the gauntlet like that, that is why they're unreliable and have time to change issues. They are no good. So, you want your car to be reliable, change it every 5,000 miles. But nice day.